You would like to have a tiny house, but the ones on market are just way too expensive to make any financial sense. My name is Indrek and I am the founder of Avrame, one of the leading companies in the world when it comes to A-frame houses. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the top-class tiny house on a budget. But first, let me tell you why it is important for you to commit to get this project going. This is a third video in a series of 4. In previous 2 videos, I spoke about how tiny house is an opportunity to get out of this everyday slavery of your job, which takes all of your time. And I also talked about how dropping the things you don't need and moving into the tiny house can transform your life for something much better. I also talked about my own experience, how I lived 2.5 years in a tiny house and how it helped me to build up the confidence to actually make a big change in my life. In fact, why would one want to have a tiny house in the first place? First, the life gets too expensive. Second, life takes all of your time. Not much left for fun and friends. If you move to a smaller place, you own less things and you have less financial obligations. Third reason is we simply want to slow down and have a simpler life. So we understand that dropping everything and moving into the smaller space is actually the solution. But the tiny houses available on the market are too expensive to actually make the change. And so you feel like dropping this idea. You may feel that it's pointless to go from these financial obligations into these ones and to drop it. But instead, you should double down on it, because if you don't do that, time will pass and you will end up having spent most of your life working for the things you don't really need instead of living the life you want. And the other thing is, with the energy costs and everything rising prices, you may end up in a situation where you just can't afford to keep what you have today. So you can't afford to give up. It's much better idea to take on the project and build the tiny house for you. And here is where I tell you how to make it happen to get this tiny house even if you don't have a big budget. In spring of 2021, I was contacted by MIT architecture professor, and she proposed me to do a project together to create a very special and functional tiny A-frame. So we took our existing Solo series and we just enhanced it together with the brightest mind in the business and created a product which is unique. And following this cooperation project we now have a tiny house which far surpasses any other similar product on the market. But I knew that this wasn't enough, since kit homes are still quite expensive to ship for long distances and so on. So we decided to go one step further and create a do-it-yourself product. And by building it yourself, this is how you get it done for a very affordable price tag. Now you may think that I am not a builder. Well, we can teach you how to build without being a builder. Or I don't have land. We can teach you how to find the proper land. Also, you may think that tiny house, maybe it is too small for me. Well, we have a solution how to make it bigger. But for a moment, stop thinking about these worries and just imagine how your life would change if you actually pull off this project. Just imagine that you don't have to carry this financial burden anymore. You will have so much more time. Your social life improves. You have time for the hobbies. You will still have to clean and heat your house, but it's just so much less time and money. Plus the feeling of accomplishment possible benefits like having a bigger garden, because if you have a standard size plot and the house takes just a tiny piece of it, you can have more flowers, more nature. Maybe you come from an apartment, you didn't have it at all. Now you have it. And this feeling of accomplishment, it's not just a feeling, a good feeling you feel for a moment. You will keep it until end of your life. It will give you the confidence that I can do it. You can take on the next project. Tomorrow, in the next video, I'm going to show you the product itself. And I will share with you an incredible offer I put together with my team to allow everyone to get this beautiful tiny house by building it yourselves from local materials. See you tomorrow.